Okay, I shouldn't have put that away too quick. All right. So the Emperor. So the Emperor is stability or stabilizing influence coming into your life. When I have pulled the Emperor card, it doesn't necessarily, or it can mean a male. It does mean masculine energy. But when I have pulled this for clients, sometimes it's referring to the characteristics of the client that I have sitting in front of me, or the query, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's talking about how they have that stability, the can do kind of attitude. But really, more for the masculine piece, this is talking about the earthly material wealth, the gains, okay, in life. It's a very earth card, earth based card. So maybe you are looking for a stable job. So you're wanting to call in for his guidance on assistance. Maybe you need to have an even temper. All these cards you can use in a spell jar for yourself particularly, or for a specific person, depending on the situation. So I talked about the masculine, okay? So again, this kind of covers the topic as you as the individual. Maybe you're feeling like you do need to have some masculine energy at some point in time. Because we all can carry it, and we all carry it. And I don't mean to put labels on it, y'all. It's just the best way that I can explain it. But I think y'all know what the message I'm trying to get across. It's not to be ugly or, put titles or labels on things. But again, talking about the Empress, it's really more of the emotions, the feelings, the motherly. And then really, this is just the dominant of the household, just old ways of seeing it. But again, this talks about like earthly material wealth. So I would say you could use this for a spell jar or in your candle magic, however you feel comfortable. Say you are the Empress trying to look for the other half, the one that complements you, okay? I am going to put in, say if I do a spell jar or handle spell, I'm going to add the lovers in between. Now what do you see? This is telling a story. You have the Empress who is looking for that romance, maybe a marriage, for her counterpart, her equal. And so you can, again, like I said, putting in the corresponding herbs for a spell jar kind of thing. Again, depending how you want to position it, you can put them all the same way, kind of like one in front of the other, but making sure you have them all three in the spell jar with the corresponding herbs, sealing it. You could add come to me oil on the candles, maybe christen the cards with the come to me oil if that's what you're trying to manifest. But yeah, say if it's just you are looking for the man right now, maybe the marriage isn't into play. It's like, okay, hey, well, look, I'm going to put this into spell work and they will come. And you're putting that come to me oil. And again, looking for that counterpart and putting like a pink candle or a red candle. I associate red with passion. But again, just finding that other half to come to you. Okay. So yeah, you can anoint your cards with the come to me oil for that specific purpose. And again, like I said, you can add the Lover's card if you are looking for marriage, finding your other half. The other thing I wanted to mention, because I pulled in the Lover's card, is, and George wanted me to specifically say this card is not just for finding the romantic relationships. This also reflects as in business partnerships and also friendships. So say you are the person, whether you're the Empress or Emperor, you are looking for friendships. You most likely could add a third card, like say for example the Three of Cups, cups associated with water, the emotions. You want to be fulfilled. Maybe you're looking for friends. You're looking for friendship. But you could add those in, again, doing come to me oil, and put in that manifestation or that petition and manifest you getting friends. Say maybe you moved and you're trying to start all over. Um, Also, this card for the Lovers card could be for business partnerships. Maybe you are an employer that is looking for a co-manager, or maybe you're going into business, maybe not wanting to go it alone, and finding your equal, finding your counterpart. So you can do all these things with this Lovers card, and since specifically it doesn't just hold on to love affairs, but there is a passion there if it comes to business. It's having the right mindset with a certain person that you two work well. It's very cosmic, and y'all typically are on the right page. Okay, so yeah, you can use that for your spell jars, or candle magic, or any ritual that you would like to do for a certain amount of days for a specific time frame that you're working on. Okay, the Chariot. So the Chariot talks about movement of residence, journey, victory over a situation or problem, and balancing the opposite polarities. When I have used my Influence of the Angels deck, I see an angel that's more like Gladiator, and he's riding on a golden chariot. Where it talks about the balancing of the polarities, you see how it has the light and the dark. Say you are feeling opposing forces, you're trying to bring in the balance. So you can use this card for a petition, burn a candle for it, and ask for a chariot to come to your aid, meaning the ones that are there to serve your highest purpose. They are of good vibration, good energy, positive energy or positive vibration, and they come to your rescue for a certain situation. The other thing that I was informed to mention was where it says movement of residence. There is a hoodoo spell, depending if you were trying to make this an eclectic practice. You can kind of switch this out if you are not comfortable. In hoodoo practice, if you were selling a home or trying to buy a home, sell a home, there is a lot of work, and I can't remember which one. I believe it is St. Francis, or it could be St. Joseph. But one of the two, again, please feel free to comment. I don't remember because I have not practiced this spell, but I have seen it come up many times. You use a statue, you're praying to that particular saint for help in your home. You are trying to move into a new residence or sell, okay? So when that is complete and you have gotten the keys in your hand, okay, typically people will get those statues for the saint that they prayed to. It's a Catholic saint. And they will put that statue in front of their home as a sign of gratitude, and an acknowledgement that the saint helped them get their home or sell their home or whatever. You can do the same thing for the Chariot. Once the work is complete, you have the keys for your home. You can bury the Chariot card in the backyard if you're able to part ways with it, okay? So I was told to mention that, to bury it. And if you had corresponding herbs to just kind of help you with that along as well. So maybe it's a spell jar that you did or something. Make sure you bury it in the front of your home. Okay. So then I also have, this is where the story comes in with the book, y'all. This is the Strength card. It talks about inner strength, confrontation with yourself or other people. And I used this card specifically for a pet spell. It was a pet protection spell. We had a puppy here that we found in our neighborhood. His name was Chase. I actually recorded a video. It's not posted yet. This was back maybe in September. But we had him for maybe like about a month. And a little bit longer than for my liking, but in good ways and bad ways, because he was in his puppy phase. But we couldn't help but get attached to him because he was a very sweet animal. So I was talking to a friend about it one night, and she said, why don't you do a spell or something to ensure that he makes it to a good home? Because that was That was what my husband and I were wondering about, because we did grow attached to him and really did fall in love with him. But but he was going to go to a good home. So the strength card was called by, when I went to research this, there is a YouTube channel. I believe they also have a website. It's called Spells 8. Spells 8 had a protection spell for pets. They used the strength card or the St. Francis prayer praying card because it had a picture of St. Francis. If you don't have one or don't feel comfortable using it, they refer to the strength card because you see the woman taming the lion. Again, we talk about the dualities, the emotion of feelings here, and we see the lion as more of the masculine energy, and really just living with the duality of the two. So that card was used, and I critiqued that spell a little bit. Specifically, the protection spell is for the pets that you own. But I critiqued it because he was a foster, that who adopted him to ensure that he goes to his forever home. And so if he is lost, say if that was not the place that was his forever home, he does eventually find it, and soon. Okay. And he's doing well. He got adopted like 2 days after transport. So I thought that was very exciting, and that really helped with my inner strength as well, knowing that he was protected when we dropped him off. So then it talks about confrontation with yourself or other people. Say if you're going, you're maybe in a toxic work environment, maybe you can't leave right now. That's understandable. You can pull on the strength of this card, burning a candle for yourself, doing a strength jar for yourself, adding corresponding herbs that revolve around strength, putting the strength card in the jar, sealing it, burning a candle on top of it, but feeding the jar spell with candles as you see fit. And then once the work is done, you've found that inner strength that you need, you can bury it in a plant, and do that as a sign of gratitude, okay? Or bury it in a garden in your house. Okay, so some of y'all are probably going to look at me like I'm weird, and excuse me, I'm going to take a sip of water because now I've been talking for about an hour and a half. This is the third time I've tried to record this video, guys. Sorry. Okay. So y'all are going to look at me and be like, why am I going to use the Hermit card? Well, again, I did mention that book, the 22 Steps to Tarot, A Higher Path book. I will get the exact title. But the Hermit card, all of these cards have a lot of teaching for us, as far as characteristics, what we can acquire just to learn and be better human beings. The Hermit here on the card talks about loneliness, unattached, soul searching, time needed, or time alone. You see how typically in most cards he is depicted as the older gentleman with the lantern shining the light on the wisdom. So that being said, maybe you have a particular situation that's a problem, and you were trying to shine the light on the wisdom for that particular situation, and you were calling for his help. So again, you can use this card for meditation, do candle magic, speak into the candle, and ask for an answer. And once the candle is done burning through, you can read the candle wax, okay? The other thing that comes to mind also is the soul searching piece. This is really good for shadow work. Shedding those parts of yourselves. And then you have or time alone. Maybe you're a mom, or maybe you're a service worker, or a caretaker for someone, and you are trying to reinforce and manifest time alone for yourself, getting that rest and recharge, thinking about things, maybe finding a new game plan, like I said, in certain situations. Again, you can place him in a spell jar or do candle magic and add him in for that guidance. And the other thing I think the Hermit card is my second favorite card because, again, he does shine the light on the wisdom. Um, I end my videos now with you can't find the light without the dark. Um, he brings so much teachings that I think we could all aspire to. The Hermit, when he goes out and he does that soul searching and he gets that new information, the other thing too is it teaches us is that if we have that new information and we learn life lessons, we can keep it to ourselves. We're not going to be the first ones to give it away to someone unless they ask for suggestions. So it's being wise on knowing what we know and really holding it to ourselves, and unless the advice or the suggestion is asked for. Okay, so that is there for the Hermit card.